Regian Eersel's reign as the ONE Lightweight Muay Thai king rolled on at ONE Fight Night 34, and as violently as ever. He flattened George Jarvis in just 84 seconds, shelving his plan to drag the challenger into deep waters and instead finishing him with a blistering first-round knockout. Both men came out firing, but Eersel quickly set the tone for what was to come when a lightning right-hand counter pierced Jarvis's guard and sent him crashing to the ropes. The challenger beat the count, but Eersel's trademark brutality was all he had coming. A stabbing teep, a barrage of punches, and a slicing right elbow had Jarvis bloodied and backing up until a final right hand dropped him for good. Jarvis thought about getting back to his feet, but the referee saved him from further punishment when the bout was waved off just before the midway point of round one. The finishing combo of punches and elbows to the head and body looked nasty, but it was the straight right to the retreating Englishman's jaw that finished the job. Eersel went airborne for the kill with a flying knee, but luckily for the challenger, he was already headed for the floor. With the finish, Eersel stacked another victory on top of a legacy that most fighters will only dream of. The Dutch Surinamese legend improved his striking record to 64-5 and earned a $50,000 performance bonus for his troubles. In other highlights, Rungrawee Sitsonpinong snapped Youssef Asouik's 6-year winning streak. Every time the 6'3" Danish-Moroccan fired off his rangy arsenal, Rungrawee closed the distance to land on the inside and did so enough times to take the decision. And better yet, the win likely earned Legatron a crack at Eersel's throne. Elbek Alashov made his dream promotional debut by dragging Jeremy Pakatur to the mat repeatedly before sealing the second round arm triangle finish. With the win, the Russian Azerbaijani improved his near-perfect finishing rate and put the bantamweight division on notice. And Ryugo Takeuchi returned to heavyweight MMA with a bang. Japan's 22-year-old wrecking machine hoped to wash away the sting of his short-notice debut loss just 4 months earlier, and boy did he. The promising bruiser needed just 98 seconds to demolish South Korea's Kang Ji-won. In the main event of UFC on ESPN 71, Tatsuro Taira got back on track in emphatic style by tapping out the late replacement fighter HyunSung Park with a nasty face crank in round 2. Now the flyweight prospect wants his shot at gold, no matter who holds it. Taira dropped Park with heavy hands in round 1, but he couldn't get the finish. Early in round 2, he quickly scored a big takedown, took the back, and then cranked Park's jaw for the tap. Now he's back on track for the title, but who will be holding it? Currently in possession of the flyweight belt is the champ, Alexandre Pantoja, and the UFC hasn't confirmed his next challenger. The smart money is on Joshua Van, who could have the hands to steal gold, but Taira doesn't mind who holds the belt, as long as he gets the next shot. Is it Alexandre Pantoja? Is it Joshua Van? I want that. I want the winner, stated Taira of the upcoming title fight. But he added, my coach says Pantoja. There were no individual performance bonuses awarded at UFC on ESPN 71, but there were 2 Fight of the Nights. Those went to Chris Duncan and Mateusz Rebecki for their Fight of the Year contender, and Esteban Ribovics and Elvis Brenner for their 3-round war. In other news, former MMA star Conor McGregor says he wants to be the next president of Ireland, but only if he can change the rules. The ex-dual division UFC champ, who last week lost his appeal in a rape case brought by Nikita Hand, announced his new political intentions via social media, which could be the most Donald Trump sentence ever used to describe the Irishman. Then again, a comparison with Donald Trump isn't surprising. McGregor visited the White House in March to meet with the US president to discuss issues that McGregor feels the Irish people are facing. And what do you think those issues revolved around?
What is going on in Ireland? is a travesty. Our government is the government of zero action with zero accountability. You know, our money is being spent on overseas issues that has nothing to do with the Irish people. The illegal immigration racket is running ravage on the country. There are rural towns in Ireland that have been overrun in one swoop, that have become a minority in one swoop. So issues need to be addressed, and the 40 million Irish Americans, as I said, need to hear this, because if not, there will be no place to come home and visit. You know, Ireland is at the cusp of, you know, potentially losing its Irishness, and I'm here to raise the issue and highlight it. You know, it's also St. Patrick's Day, so a little bit of celebrations for sure, and you know, a little bit of learning and listening to Mr. President Trump, whose work ethic is inspiring. And all that does to me is highlight the lack of work on my side.
Fact-checked lies aside, Irish law requires presidential hopefuls to secure 20 signatures from the 234 members of Parliament, or have the backing of 4 local authorities from a possible 31. After realising he wouldn't get close to that, McGregor went online to say, "In light of this, I propose a petition advocating for a modification of the nomination process to allow my name be included on the ballot." Not to be included, he wrote, be included. Meanwhile, Nikita Hand has filed a new civil action against Donald McGregor. Along with a couple he'd planned to call on as witnesses during his abandoned appeal, but whom he told to stand down under what were officially described as mysterious circumstances.
So that's it. That's what I'm here for.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thank you, guys. All right, God bless.
Bye, guys. We'll see you later. Good job.
And before Luke Rockhold makes his debut in yet another professional field of combat, the former UFC middleweight champion has announced that he won't be fighting in bare-knuckle boxing ever again. Bare-knuckle boxing is not a fight. I realized when I walked in there, I'm not losing my teeth without using everything I've worked for my whole life, said Rockhold. People are dumb. That's a dumb sport. Rockhold made his bare-knuckle boxing debut against Mike Perry at BFKC 41 in April of 2023, and it didn't go well for Rockhold. The face of Ralph Lauren Cologne lost via a second-round TKO when he decided he didn't want to be punched in the face anymore, at least not in bare-knuckle boxing. Rockhold didn't give up on fighting though. He last competed in April of 2025, scoring a TKO victory over Joe Schilling under Karate Combat rules. And he'll make his combat sports return this August when he faces former UFC fighter Darren Till under the Misfits boxing banner.
Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.